Welcome to Book Talk Tuesday. Today I'm going to talk to you about Restart by Gordon Korman. Gordon Korman writes funny books. We have a lot of his books in our humor section. Swindle and Slacker you'll find there. This one is about Chase, who is a bully in his neighborhood. And he is doing some things on his roof when he falls and hits his head. When he wakes up, he doesn't remember who he is, so he has amnesia. And he's really trying to remember what's going on in his life. When he goes to school, he can't remember really who he is, so he doesn't know who he knows, who he doesn't know, but he does notice that some people are high-fiving him and acting like he's the coolest kid in the school, and some people are actually shrinking away from him, like they're afraid of him. And so he doesn't really know what that means. But he is trying to figure out who he is, and he's been looking at pictures and talking to his mom. So let me read you this section that goes into that part. So when Mom gets home from work that day, I'm there at the front door to throw it in her face. Where do you get off? She looks immediately bewildered. I forge on. You were so devastated when I got amnesia, but now, not too devastated to pass up a little editing job on my life. Editing job? Don't you think I have the right to know that Aaron Bear and I were arrested and sentenced to community service? She doesn't answer right away. She sets down her bag, shrugs out of her jacket, walks to the living room, and collapses wearily into the chair. At last she says, "You've been through an awful ordeal. How can it help your recovery if I tell you a lot of things that you're just going to be upset about?" Things? I echo. You mean there are more? How many other little stories have you been keeping away from me? She seems genuinely sad. I'll love and support you through the end of the world. You know that. I've always seen the good in you, Chase, and I believe that person really are deep down. That's the person you are really deep down. But you've had your moments. I have a sickening vision of faces turning away from me, of kids shrinking back at my approach, fear in their body language. I think of that crazy girl who was angry enough to dump a tub of frozen yogurt over my head. What if she wasn't crazy at all? What if I deserved it? So that is just on page 42. So he's really starting to figure out who he was, his two friends, Bear and can't think of the other guy's name right now, but they are really trying to convince him to do the things that he was doing before. And he's actually got a few new friends, and so he's being pulled in lots of different directions. And he kind of, he's actually being bullied. He used to be the bullier, but he's kind of being bullied to become that bully again from his friends who were part of that bullying group. So what he chooses to do, you'll have to read to find out. You really want to read this one. It's fun. It's got a lot of funny little sections in there, and look forward to that. I'm going to let you talk.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Person, and thank you for joining me, sticking around for my book talk. I am going to talk about Dealing in Dreams by Lilium Rivera. So this is a dystopian novel, and I'm going to actually start by reading you a couple of paragraphs from the beginning. I'm actually starting on page 20. I take a deep breath and slowly exhale. I'm letting my emotions cloud the correct action to take. Trek is right, but I can't seem to shake that I'm missing a sign. Why is this silly necklace stirring doubt in me? As if this addict holds information I should know. It's dumb. I must be tired. It's been a long night. The sun will soon rise. Breaking night will soon be over. I need to check on Shy and Smiley. I study the ant again. His grimace stays plastered on his face. I'm being paranoid. It's a simple charm representing a crew that no longer holds any power in Mega City. The old school ways of doing things were destroyed in the Big Shake. The past is truly dead. There's only Las Malcriadas, our leader DC, and my goal to make it to the towers. Okay, I say, mark 'em. Nina takes out her cap and tags our letters on his left arm, our normal procedure whenever we run into a guy with no allegiance. When he comes to, he'll forever bear the mark of the LMC on him, an indicator to everyone that we crushed him first. I'll take that. Truck sulks as she reluctantly hands me the necklace. Although the black fist charm is small, it weighs heavily in the palm of my hand. This is my city, and I intend to defend it to the end. There are throwdowns to bet on and bodegas to party in. No one goes without, not even the addicts. There's a citywide distribution of food pellets, an abundance of underground stations for families to live in. You cobble together a crew of strong girls and create a life worth living. It's simple. This is due to DC's vision. We owe her. Maybe this necklace will prove valuable. Okay, so that was from the perspective of Nala, or our main character, and for her gang name, she goes by Chief Raka. And she is the gang leader of Las Malcriadas, or the LMC, is their tag throughout Mega City, this new city that's being built up after a giant earthquake. And this is a dystopian novel, so this story is now they're building the city up with women in charge. Women are the rulers, women are the ones who have the power, men are the ones who are subservient in this story. And Chief Raka and the LMC's main goal in Mega City is to make it to living in the towers, which she referenced in that excerpt. And the towers is one of the only large building structures that's really intact and stable. And that's where the elite live, including the leader DC. And their goal is to become kind of her elite guard and living in those towers. So Chief Raka thinks she made it because they want a huge throwdown, which is a big fight with no rules at all. But DC has other plans. She tells Chief Raka that Chief Raka and the LMCs need to leave Mega City, the city that Chief Raka loves, and go out into the unknown area to find this other rogue crew, because there's been rumors that this other rogue crew gang is going to be threatening how everything is in Mega City. But for Chief Raka, this isn't just a normal journey to find a rogue crew, because everything that Chief Raka was raised on and believes wholeheartedly in is challenged on this journey. And you're going to have to find out what happens in Dealing in Dreams by Lilian Rivera by reading it yourself. Great book. See you later.